Boss man.
Oga, if your name no dey there, that means you are not qualified. Just go. Abi you come check system, maybe you come at company email. If your name is not there, you are not qualified. Just go.
Azal now. Azal. So all my suffering, all the pain and duress in school was all for nothing.
Oga talk say im pikin driver gas need work experience. Something wey you suppose don do since that day. Just come dey do am. Where you dey?
Yeah, welcome everybody to yet another episode of Yarns on Trends movie podcast. And today we're going to be diving into yet another very interesting topic. And before we do that, you all know the new trend. It's a movie podcast now. So we watch a movie, same topic with our podcast, and then we react to it. But before I do that, I'd like to introduce my guests in the studio today. And once again, I'm lucky to have two very heavy people in the studio. Very busy people.
I can imagine. And
okay, let me before I do that, let me introduce my co-host because she's already giving me this face. I think this happens because you don't sit near me anymore.
I've become invincible.
And they always look you like guest.
And I kept looking at you. I'm here.
Oh yeah, you there. My
Hello,
co-host,
guys.
Miss Irie.
Hello guys. Welcome back to another episode of Yarns and Trends movie podcast. And today, as my co-host said, he said we are going to be diving. Though I love to dive into other things, we introduce our guests, and our guest has influenced me. As you know, I'm very gentle.
Can you imagine?
I'm taking her for a deliverance section.
After
And
this session.
A deliverance section.
That's why I'm saying things that I don't normally say. As you know, I'm quite quiet.
That unfiltered
so you can blame
life
them.
is too. Well, let's leave that. Let's go to our guests for now.
So, blame
All
our
right.
guests.
So, I have a realtor, a very heavy one in the state. A lady doing men things.
Girl boss.
A woman king, a girl boss.
Girl boss.
No, she not be girl. A woman be this one.
She's still a girl. She's just a girl. She's just a girl.
Boss girl.
All right.
Boss lady.
So, we have the area manager, right?
Yeah.
The area manager, T. Pompey
Hey,
Concept.
the area, branch manager. I'm not an area girl. Branch manager, please.
Oh, sorry. I stand corrected. The branch manager, T. Pompey Concept.
Thank you.
In the gate.
Hi guys.
I'm inspired.
My name is Omowumi. Let me introduce myself.
Falai.
Yeah, Falai Omowumi.
Big name.
Biggest.
Big fish.
The biggest.
And we have in the building, Dr. Tosin. We call him barrister because he's a barrister. He's also a doctor.
Barrister, doctor.
But he said he
Honorable.
prefers to be addressed as a doctor.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
He's also a realtor. Yeah. He's a very, I don't know which name to call him, Sha, because in home don't pass all the lands in this state. Na in Selam.
Jack of all
80%
trades.
of the land. Na in Selam.
Wow.
So and we are honored to have you,
Thank
Barrister Dr. Tosin.
Yeah. Pleased to have you here. Tosin is the name. Good evening, Nigerians. I'm looking so serious. I hope you won't get the unserious side of me today.
You're actually looking so serious.
I'm serious.
Are you always serious?
Okay.
I'll just believe
We're
that.
here.
You guys, I'm just going to be observing today.
He's here to take us on the ride. Omawumi is here to take us on the ride.
Yeah.
Two of them are very brilliant people. So we are looking forward to a very interesting topic, a very interesting discussion today.
We like
But
rides.
before, your own ride is different from what we're talking about. We understand.
You wanted to dive. You wanted to ride.
Right.
You said we were influencing you.
I
We
did
did not
not
know.
knowing that
We
you
are
are the
not.
one
You are
that
the one
is
influencing
even
us.
I hope
I bet no corrupt us.
You are the bad sauce.
All right. So, as you all know, we would watch the movie first and come back to react to it. So right now we're going to be watching The podcast title for today is The Untold Truth About Success. The part that says it is given, not taken. So now let's see the movie. Catch you all when we come back.
That second one, that one will score. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. That one is supposed to pass. Give that second one, that one will score. Excuse me, sir. Yes. Give her. What is this one they play like this? Sir, can we go inside now? You know, this one are rubbish. What are they doing here now? Just pass ball. 1, 2, 3. We almost break the gap of the construction. I told you to tell that. That's position. Now you get up. Yeah, you get up. Calm down. Follow the right step. But I'm bellow. How are you going?
I'm fine, my brother. I love time.
Okay, sharp. See what I'm telling you. You met the right people. But you man, I get a dear guy here. You must know the ground.
For you, sir, there's no problem. As long as you remember the.
No, you know I always got you.
Yeah, it is very, very important.
This is illegal.
The fuck is that?
I got 38 in the exam for crying out loud.
Oh, you put that in. Praise the romance. My daughter. Success come from God. You see this man? He knows the way. He knows the way and he follows the way. He's so 30% of his life. So if you can't do the same, I will advise you. Let me put something. I'll sit down there. My Mr. Don't mind that.
No problem.
I don't have to go.
We'll see you next time.
That's all. I know, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No, don't go. You've got to be kidding me.
I'm serious.
Charlie, how are you doing?
You're looking so strong.
Thank you.
Fine connection. It's not degree, Kama. With your degree, go get up for bank. You don't see the money. You say what he's saying.
Don't we have everything it takes for us to get this position?
It's fine, guys. What?
We came to check the list of those candidates.
See the list here, check out.
Are you the person?
No. Isn't this Sundari King's name? One of the rude brats from the other day. Wait, him and his girlfriend passed. They didn't even write the exam with us, and I got 98%.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Bossman. Okay, if your name no dey here, that means you are not qualified. Just go. I mean, you go check system wey you go at company. If your name is not there, you are not qualified. Just go.
Azam now. Azam. So all my suffering, all the pain and duress in school was all for nothing.
Oga talk say you begin drive gas need work experience.
Oh, all those people, we see hard work na don't success.
At this point, I think I have to start following your honorable to clubs and everything. Because imagine a whole first class graduate like me, not even able to acquire this job, and a whole an university job I can get this.
I'll go to school.
Ha! Finished.
Someone has sent ways of don't do since that day. Just come to me. Yeah, anyway.
Hello, Commissioner. Oh yes, I'm here already. Yes.
Amina. It is you now.
I'll call you back. What's the name again? Oh,
Femi.
Femi, yes.
Exactly.
Now we came here for a job interview.
Exactly.
You have to be kidding me.
I'm not, Jare.
What brings you here?
Well, as the world decides to throw me in one corner, I cannot just be useless. I cannot go and steal. So I'm now working as a security here, collecting bribes from everyone that has connection.
Over here?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I came here for my job application letter.
You got a job here.
Yes.
Finally. Wow. And you are saying rubbish about shout to all those.
Please, you know when I give you lemon, you have to make lemon.
Exactly. Pole.
Nice meeting you.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
But I have to run now.
No problem.
All
Okay,
right.
bye-bye.
Untold Truth About Success.
Yeah.
We just saw the movie. We saw Tunde, the rich kid, the influential kid, and Femi, who ended up taking a job as a security man because there was nothing left for him.
Yeah.
And we saw the girl that had
with the power.
to go look for power any way she could, and
Everywhere
came
in
back
a way.
to claim a spot in that same company. It just says a lot about what goes on around. It's not even just Nigeria. Maybe it's more here because of the kind of system we operate, but I believe it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Where success is given.
Malpractice is not a Yoruba word.
Sorry?
Malpractice is not a Yoruba word.
No be Yoruba word.
It
Na
means
English
it
you just
happen-
speak.
that means it speak. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere.
So, I would throw the first question, like
to her or to me?
To her.
Okay.
I swear that I'm happy.
So see, you're starting to tackle me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe I should just say this. These two people were invited to the set, not knowing they know each other. So if you see the chemistry that goes on between them, just understand. They knew each other before they came to the set. And it came as a surprise to us, so
We are shocked.
we will manage
I don't
it.
know what
Test
he's
me,
talking
I'm
about.
bro- I'm
Why
bro-
you
I
shocked?
don't know what he's talking about.
It wasn't me.
The topic we have today just throws light on what most of us were not taught when we were growing up. Like, you have to work hard, you have to go to school, learn, study under pain and duress, make first class, and come out with good grades so you can get good jobs. But at the end of the day, you go look for jobs and you don't get it. Then some other kids who come out of school with third class and they, because of the connections they have, get the job. Now, we've seen in different scenarios, even outside the office, maybe in the movies, in different vocations, where some people are favored over the people that are really qualified for it. That's where we are coming from, where we're saying there's still an untold truth about success, where these things are given to some people and not taken. Because if all of us can take it, everybody will be successful. Those who are hardworking will be successful. But there are some people that are really hardworking. We see them every time. That really works hard. Like okay, if you can like translate the amount of work you put into whatever you do into success, they be multi-billionaires.
I swear down. Okay, let me start by saying, if hard work was what determines success, those who break and walk on stones in quarries will be the richest.
Yes.
You know, that's one.
Yeah.
Then two, even the scriptures told us that many are called but few are chosen. And the fact that something is good does not mean it's expedient. You know, basically, that's the Yoruba translation. Having said that, even in life, you know, everybody is just running a race. I say it all the time that many of our parents don't have what is called the wealth education. You just see them, they want to like go to school, they want that same pattern. You to go to school. Forgetting that going to school is not what will actually make you a successful person in quotes. And we also, if you don't know the meaning of a thing, the abuse is inevitable. The fact that you say success, basically you just say success. What the success means to me is different from what it will mean to you. You know, it's personal nuances. And when you look at it, and it's part of the misconceptualization of Nigerians when we believe that somebody who has money is successful. Once you accomplish a task, you are successful at that thing. If you are doing better than what you were doing last year, then you are successful, you know. And we have to distinguish it, and all these things will come to play. And like we say, you know, most of the time, you have gone to a job, you have a certificate. A certificate only certifies knowledge. If the knowledge is not there, what you have obtained is a sham piece of paper. You are quoting constitution, another person is quoting connection. Even in law court, you know, you can imagine you are standing against senior advocates in court, and you are saying, "Oh, constitution," and the other person on the other side is saying, "Oh, when we wrote this constitution in 1999." You're wondering, he's even telling the judge, I'm not saying this happens, I'm just giving you a context. Oh, I remember. So you know, imagine somebody telling the judge that, "Oh, when you served in my law office 22 years ago, remember what I taught you?" And you are there. I've gone for interviews where you are with highly placed people's, you know, card. You know, let's say you know a minister, for instance, and the person beside you brings a card from the presidency. You know, there are levels to these things. So these things happen. So you just need to put it in context that, you know, and I always tell people, don't allow yourself to be outrigged in the game of life. You know, you don't, as the level where you are, somebody else is there. Like, it's a continuum. We are all like in different levels. And the fact that something is the best does not mean, even in elections, it's not the best candidate that wins election. It's the most preferred. So in a home organization, I can decide to employ the least qualified. Let me give you another illustration. I remember there was an article I wrote that was viral several years ago, where two engineers applied for a job. The first person got there and they told him, you know, "Can you operate this machine?" He just got there and started operating it. The other person did not know how to operate it. But he first checked the engine, checked the water, it was taking precautions. They employed the second person and he didn't know about it, but he knew the process into getting them. This is a careful. It's the same thing with drivers. You want to employ two people with you, that person can speed. He knows he has traveled almost all the world. The other person that doesn't know how to drive just knows that the first thing to do is to first of all check whether there is fuel, whether there is oil, whether there is water. Those precautions, those are things you check. You know, so about jobs, and like I said, and all this is just to put it, you know, break it down into context. Just because something is right does not mean it's going to be right for you. Like we tell people, when somebody says, "I'm pregnant," oh, be thankful to God that the person is pregnant. But you ask, "Are you pregnant for me?" There are two questions, and that's why law is different. You know, I've not seen this in this nation where somebody is saying, "Hey, but I told you that I was pregnant for you." Yeah, but you asked me if I was pregnant. I said yes, but you did not ask whose pregnancy it was. Not because we are dating doesn't mean that the pregnancy automatically belongs to you. So these are things you ask, and you know, for jobs, you know, for success, and for all these things that we are putting into context, the fact that someone gets into an organization and rise is just like we have seen in the movie, and some other person is looking at it that let me also go through the back door. Sometimes I've seen people from messengers rising to become head of service. You can start small. Sometimes you don't even have to charge a fee. You can do it for free. You get there. But talking about the untold truth about success, the fact that Taye did it and was successful at it does not mean Kedi will do it and was successful at it. In fact, Yorubas will say, "Because Taye she took by you, she can't one life for it." You know, and that's why some say, "Oh, somebody passed through that path." And the times are changing. We have to be dynamic with our realization of some of the issues. You know, your parents have gone to school in their own age and they did it well. But now the times are changing. Now we are talking about skill acquisition. What can you do? Not what you can go to school and have all the certificates, have all the degrees like a thermometer. But if you cannot give back, you cannot make impact, you cannot solve problems, you will just be unsuccessful and nobody would recruit you. So these are things we should, understand when you talk about, all these things. So, but basically all I know is when you talk about success, the fact that you have, and that's why people should not live in the Pyrrhic picture, okay, don't worry, I've made the first class. Do you know that in this world, the way I've seen it, you can make a first class, all of us, you have to certificate. See, there's a connection between the crown, which is the government, the gown, which is the academia, and the town, which is the streets. The people that are on the street are the ones ruling all of us. You go to school, have all the certificates. Somebody will just go and contest in politics. You will be subject to their policies. Everything you are doing, they will still be the one to control. You can imagine somebody who is a school dropout, who knows how to solve problems, who make money. We now employ a first class graduate to come and be writing letters. When you go to Boy, you have poverty.
That's almost people.
See, you can be a professor, but if you are professing nothing when money is not involved, nobody respects you in the society. So those are things you have to understand how these things work. So basically, I've said it and I'll keep saying it again. What really will determine how successful you are is you defining your goals and changing with the times. If you are not current, you can't be correct. Just because something worked for our parents 13 years ago, it doesn't mean it will work for you. Yes. So just check how it is, and that's just it basically. It's but like I said, everything, the fact that all of us can run the race. In fact, Yorubas will say, all of you will start at the same time. You look back, oh, this person you started together, but where are they today? They are no longer out there, So as you are comparing those who have gone ahead of you, also look back and see those who are not even where you are. So these are things you have to put in the context and to give you some sense of gratitude. So
before I come to you, I know a whole lot of people, when they hear the whole like the topic we have today, the untold truth about success that is given, not taken. It sounds counterintuitive. And you'll be like, okay, where are these people coming from? And you've shed a whole lot of light. I know you want to buttress it, and then we want to let's go. Let's have a go at it.
Okay, so like Tosin said, so I think you should first define your own success. What's your own definition of success? Define it and follow that trend. I remember while growing up, my daddy usually said, by the way, he's a prof. And actually, so he grew up in a local...
I see where you got your strictness.
So while growing up, he used to tell us that he came from a local town here in Ekiti, and he said if he can pave his way to get admission, it will make sure that he finishes with a first class. And the reason is because he knows that if he doesn't finish with a first class, he won't get a job. So he made sure that while at so he made sure that while at FUTA, he was working extra hard, doing many jobs, to pay for course, what do they call it? To get books to read and to get under. It would even help his classmates to write tests and all of that, so that the assignments, so that they can get money to. He made sure that he finished with that first class, and guess what? FUTA retained him. So now he will tell us that you will go to school, you will learn. You must be brilliant, so that's the way he knows. Yeah, because when you finish, you'll be able to use your certificate. Yeah, people will tell us. I mean, anybody that meets us, this is true. They will say, you people are really intelligent. And no wonder it's because your daddy. And I'll say, I don't like book. And the reason is because I know I will not use that certificate to eat. And this is where I'm going to. Before I got my job, when I was serving, I was just thinking, what will become of me after NYC? It's not like I could learn any. Just like, what will become of me? And it's not like I know anybody up there that can help me, slotting and all of that. So when I finished NYC, I was so disturbed. I went to Ibadan. I didn't get anything doing, because it's not like certificates really counts anyway. I was just there wandering around, and then something just told me to pick up my bag and come to Ekiti. It wasn't like I got a job here. I came to Ekiti and I started doing snail. That was my first business. I was selling snail. I was selling snail. I was really booming. I had connects everywhere. But I knew that I'd always been. I was a white collar person. I wanted an office job. I wanted where I can match and command. Those. I like the spas. The boss lady kind of thing. I like it a lot. So I was looking forward to. Can I at least, even if it's not a banking job, let me get something. It's not like I'm not that brilliant actually. And then I came to Ekiti. Now let me tell you where hard work does not even really matter anyway. My friend of mine was just beside me. He was pressing his phone, and he said, company one Olombo Ekiti that they need a secretary. And I'm like, company, let me see now. I just collected the phone. I saw the status. This is the first time I'm sharing this openly, actually. And I'm like, I don't mind. Let me just put in. Do you know the person? I was like, I don't know, but at least just message this person, and we just put a call through. What's up? Kiniko? And he said, okay. The owner of the company is even coming in this evening. That evening, I was supposed to supply snail to Bana. He gave me a very big project. That's like my biggest actually that I should supply. It was having his birthday, so he said I should supply, and I'm like, this evening, So how do I do it? I was so confused. I'm like, I will go, but I'll finish this snail. If this job is for me, this person will wait for me, you know. So I went to supply. I'm talking around 9 p.m. That was when I finished the whole. And then I now called the person. I'm ready. And I said, hey, are you sure you still want to take this job? I'm like, will the person meet me this time? He said, well, let's give it a try. And he said his person is at Delight actually. I just arranged my papers.
You said Pathfinder because you know you go there. You know.
I just arranged my papers, you know. I'm like, let me just, you know, and I carried my envelope, like, let me go and submit my CV. And when I got there and I met him, this man looked at me and he said, I was even trying to like, sir, this is my, you know what he said? He said, my spirit works with you.
Can you imagine?
Wow. And he said, I want you to...
My kind of person.
Yeah.
Preference is
my
different
kind of
from
and he said, I want you to
Preference
resume
over
as my secretary. And I'm like, sir?
That what?
I want you to resume as my secretary. Listen. And I'm like, sir? He said, yes, resume on Monday. Wow. And he was even asking me, how much do you think I should be by? How much do you think I should? You know, and we started going forth and back about, and like, you know what, just call the head office. Start paying us so amount. Something that I don't even merit in any way. I just started with the job. Guess what? I'm not the secretary anymore. I'm the branch manager. It is not because he feels like it's just grace, really. So it's not hard work. It's not the hard work at all. So unlike what our parents, the idea of success,
luck?
That was what I was about to say. Timing and luck.
Right chance. And also getting prepared.
Just imagine.
Unlike my dad, unlike the idea of my dad that believes that just your sat. I tell people that I did not use my certificate to get a job. And let me tell you something. My secretary working for me at the office presently did not even use her certificate to get a job. When I became the secretary, when I became the manager, I needed the secretary, and she was serving. And I'm like, I just looked at her based on the kind of relationship we had, and I see her to be that up and doing kind of person. I'm like, Priscilla, you will do this, and she's like, she doesn't. I will train you, and she's doing so well now. Okay. So it's not about how much you put in, and we have people that really. I mean, when she became secretary, people were submitting their CV, and I see how qualified, you know. I see the gigantic building that they have worked, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
The fact that we are in a world where hustle is glorified even more than you go to school and stuff. Maybe because of the kind of community where you understand, like
the times are changing.
If you travel abroad, maybe your certificate could mean something.
Even abroad,
maybe.
But here,
it's not about what you wear.
The person that was my direct boss did not even go to secondary school. You know, but it's like semi-menial job. You know, you work in the casino and all that because it's about what can you do for
what can you do.
That's why
let me tell a little story, a short story. When I think you know about it. I've
shared it once.
Why are you smiling? I don't understand.
I want to know what story
it's not an unfiltered story. Sorry.
That's a good song. Take it in stride.
Okay, now when I finished school and I went to NYC. I wasn't going to stay there because my blood is hot.
Where
I wanted to Delta State.
Oh,
I said in Delta State. Oh, wow. So you served in Delta?
Yes, why? Department of Petroleum Resources.
Okay, so me I didn't stay. Right, I just went for the 3 weeks wherever. I came back, sorted all this. Okay, should I be saying this on air? No. Before they say
don't worry.
If you're listening to me, I better go your service. So
everybody. It's not for you.
So, I came back to Lagos and I went to, my friend was working at Sound City. I went to Sound City. I was sitting with him outside. And Tajuni Adekwetu, CEO Sound City Global, came outside. He was trying to stretch his legs. He just
Why did he come out at that time?
He came out at that time. He came out, he walked out and he was like, Bayo, how you dey? Bayo is my friend. Okay. Bayo is watching this. He knows the story. So, who's your friend? He said, it's my friend though. Say this and he just introduced me briefly. And Tajili Adekwetu like, can you work in entertainment?
Can you imagine?
I was like, I've done entertainment. All my higher institutions are entertainment. I be see now my passion be that. They're like, okay, let me see what you can do. Now this guy didn't ask me for
your
my certificate because he even asked that. Okay, You're a graduate. I said I was. I told him I was a graduate. He didn't ask what you studied. He didn't ask you if I was 7. I knew I was 7. I was supposed to be 7.
Yeah.
But because of that, he just said, "What can you bring to the table? Tell me, give me something."
That's what you can offer.
That's why I think that success is neither giving nor taking.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to do with strategy, the effort, the consistency, and a degree of luck. Like you have said, it was luck.
But what is luck?
I think it's
preparation, the convergence of preparation and opportunity.
Yes.
If you were not educated,
yes, that's why I said strategy, your own personal effort, your consistency, like the goals you've set for yourself. If when he had asked you, do you have any
can you do this?
Can you do this? If you were somebody that did not even have any goals or you would have just
it's because
you would have flopped.
It's because you are mentally intelligent.
Prepared.
If you are not mentally intelligent, you won't be able to
yes, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the individuals as well. Yes.
Something you have been hearing from
somebody. Yes.
And I always say this to people, even young minds. Someone would say you want to have an encounter with a billionaire. Are you even prepared for the kind of question he's going to ask? Wait, okay, ask me for what you want within 5 minutes. You say, hey, please give me 1 year. Let me just go and think about it.
You understand?
Okay, what can you do?
You don't even have to have the right answer.
You get
just what you're saying at that point. It must connote to what is asking.
See, it's about value. If the person doesn't see any way to invest or to see any need to invest in you, then you'll be losing out. So basically, you should be prepared that anytime an opportunity comes, you're prepared enough. And it's not just educational preparation. Like we said, it's what you can do. I always tell people, even when you you want to go to court, you don't know how to marshal out your case, you don't know how to even communicate, and you're now in court, they now ask you, say, "Oh, I just say you're first class in law." Does that make any sense? Okay,
is that what they're
asking? Like that? So, but it is the consequences of those actions, what you have done, how people are seeing you, that you say, "Oh, that guy is good. Oh, get me that guy," So, and that's why all the ideas in the world have no form with which they can be perceived, and that's why you must be able to communicate your intentions, be at the right place at the nick of time. Then luck might get you the job, but competence will keep you through it.
Of course.
So if you don't know how to do it, they can give you the platform. Oh, come, Shebi, you say you are OAP, whether it's OP or OAP. I know. So whether you are now an OAP or OAP,
was the effort that you saw in me. That's what it came. That's
what I determine by the time we give you the mic.
Since you're telling inspiring stories,
so you want to tell me this?
I'm going to tell a story as well. Since you're telling inspiring stories.
So.
Boss, you don't want to tell me a story.
You will hear your story.
Success story.
Let's hear your success story.
So I'm going to talk about how I got this job. I've never done anything like this. I don't even think that I like to speak in public. But the magnanimous acts of the big black wolf.
The prodigy. Your spirit just agreed with her.
He just
like mine.
He just
I want to hear what she wants.
I was just there one day and he just texted me because I've worked for him, but I just worked as an ambassador. I was not even doing anything. I was just a figurehead.
Just collecting
money. Basically, just there, just face of truth. Okay, that's the only thing that I've ever done for him. And he just told me, "Oh, I'm opening a studio and I want you to be one of my hosts." I did not even think twice. I've never done it before. I did not even know what I was going to be saying. I did not know what I was going to be doing. I did not know. I just said, "Okay, boss, no problem, boss. I'm there." And on the first day we got here, everybody were here, and I'm like, "Oh goodness, what am I going to say? What am I going to say?" And at the end of the day, it turned out to be an amazing episode. I'm like, "Okay,
I can do this.
I like it.
I can do this. I like it." And I met their most amazing coach. She had never done this before, and we just clicked and we just told ourselves, "Okay, we can do this." And look at where we are now. So I think that it's the individuals. It's not about what you've been given or what you are taking. It's about you. It's about the efforts that you're going to put in. It's about
your ability,
your strategy, your hard work. Sometimes hard work doesn't even matter, but at the same time you have to put like a level of intentionality into everything that you do. And with that, you don't even know what is going to make you successful. You don't know if it's. In all my life, I've always thought I'll be big business owner. Do I like white collar jobs as well? But right now, the most thing that I'm doing is this job. And even though if I meet somebody today that has a knowledge in perfumery, I'm there.
True.
I'm there. You cannot even out-talk me. I'll be there. But that doesn't mean that in other branches as well, I don't have anything to say. I'm not a law student, but a policeman cannot tell me nonsense.
You
can't tell me nonsense. I'm not a medical student, but I know you can't tell me what are you having. Oh, you're having a stroke. Just turn him to his side. You can't. So you have to
basic knowledge of almost everything.
Yes, exactly.
Self-aware.
It's not about the first class that you have. If you are stuck in a box that okay, I have a first class in engineering and that's everything I want to do. I don't want anything else.
You'll be a first-class poor man.
You are just going to be there. So I think that it has to do with your intention. Like I said, you just have to have a basic knowledge of almost everything. You have to have the confidence, even if you don't know it. At least just don't sit down there, be a figurehead. Just say something. That's why I always tell people you have to. There's this word I always say: broaden your horizon.
Yeah.
I
tell my students all the time. I said it's very bad for a lawyer to say I don't have an idea.
Yeah.
Even if you are saying rubbish, please say it
just
confidently.
say it.
You know when you're in court, you know the way you are confident about the nonsense you are saying, and the Bible say people you know about Mosino. You know, there's a way.
Just say something.
But you know what she's saying? Yeah. Sorry to cut you. What you're saying is still all about success is given.
True.
Because no, wait.
Okay.
I texted you, right?
Yes.
Because
you've seen
something.
But I could have said no.
A part of you.
You might not see it as hard work.
She was not even conscious of it.
But you saw it.
I saw it.
That was what led to the invitation.
I saw it. This was like 3 years or 4 years after.
Wow.
Yes.
It was even
more than 4 years.
No. I'm even talking about like 6 years after.
Can you imagine?
2018 to 2024.
That lends credence to the fact that every time you meet a person, you are writing a manifesto. Unknown to you. You don't know. They have an idea. You don't get a second chance
but what
to
if
get
I
the
had
first
said
impression?
all my life I don't think that I even like to talk. I don't like people picking my brain. I prefer to pick other people's brain. I prefer to straddle other people's brains.
You prefer to be on that.
Just
to be the host
and just
and
watch.
be asking questions.
But him now saying I have to be the one talking, I'm like, if I had just said okay, I can't do this, there's nothing that you would have done. I would have kept myself in that box of I don't want to talk. Sure. I just took it immediately. I did not even know what I was going to do.
That means you also believe.
I just took it.
That's another angle she's coming from.
I just took it.
When you're given this, you have to be prepared.
Yes,
and you also have to have the courage to accept it.
You have to grab it.
And there's something that also led to it that you are not. It might not be hard work, but there is something. It might be diligence. It might be you being there at the right of time, which you call luck.
Yeah.
Christians will call it grace.
Yes.
Moralists will call it luck.
Yes.
But what will sustain it is just that competence. And people are actually noticing. You come to a job, you are sitting somewhere, somebody is looking at you. Do you know that you actually have the face of an entertainer? You might not know. It might be the voice.
The aura.
It might be the horror. Somebody says, "Oh, I like that guy," and that's why even in elections. In fact, I hate students' elections so much that people will pick aesthetics over substance. Especially ladies, they will say, that guy is a fine boy. You are making a president, you're making someone the president just because he has a good look.
Tall.
He's so tall. You can imagine.
When I hug him, my head is on his chest.
Somebody has been invited to come and do a manifesto. They will not even allow him to talk. They say, that boy is so cute. I say,
Presi, you're my president.
You know,
you're my own president.
And another person is just there saying, I'll do this, I'll do that. Let him finish and let him go. So these are issues. So we need to understand that this issue of preferences is not just about life. You know, when you see how people made their money, there's a particular book I always recommend to people, How They Blew It. It's about how people that succeeded also failed. How they blew it.
Okay.
How they wasted all they made. You know, it's about gambling. It's about how people can imagine people were former billionaires who committed suicide because they lost everything. You know, and I tell people, this idea of success is so generic. The reason we don't read about people who have failed is because they cannot afford to pay biographers to write their books. Because when you have failed, nobody will write anything about you. So we all just read, these people made it, because people are interested in the success story. If you see anybody who has succeeded, he has several bouts of failure before he made it.
Yes.
But because you now have money to document those, so you just assume, and in fact, you have more to learn about marriage from a divorcee than somebody successfully married.
Yes.
So these are the issues. So you want to succeed, please read about people who have failed. How not to do it. That is failure. So you can know how to do it. You know, this person tried this one, then you can now. That's why it's good to read books. This person has tried all these things that you want to try. And that's why if you don't have a mentor in life, you will live your life with tormentors. That's how it works.
See lines.
Word.
Lines.
Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Give us Lamba.
Do not leave me.
Because I did not buy
Don't live your
Lambo.
life with mentor. You have tormentors.
Another one.
Okay. All right.
So we're running this up, and I would want Amma with me to say something like, okay, now that we've established the fact that you can't just because when we were growing up,
Yeah.
this was what our parents
Made
told
us
us.
believe.
But times are changing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if if it's possible for there to be a course for hustle. Like, okay, no be only by book
Street
or-
university.
Our parents
Street
always thought
university
that before you can
and
be
all
successful,
that.
you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. That's
Right.
their
Old
old
vibes.
thing.
So your word to like
The young ones.
basically,
Oh, women, okay.
people coming up, their parents and everything. Like, okay, the times we have were
In a very simple, clear
Inspire
term,
us, ma.
explore.
Yeah.
Don't stay stagnant.
Don't stay in a
Explore.
box.
Don't be in a box. Try different things. Don't think you can't do it. You can actually do it. Funnily, I will take you back now to when I was in school again, and they told me that they want me to represent my, my friends were like, they think I can do the Miss AUA for freshers, and I'm like, I've never been exposed to audience. I've never seen, when I see crowd, I'm like, I've never been timid anyway, but I know that if I face crowd, I'll be a little, withdrawn, and I'm like, I cannot do it. They were like, no, we'll push up. Why can't you people say you would do? Why me? They were like, they just see that I can do it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And that was it. We started preparing, we got close, and when I got to that stage, the very first day, yes, I contested.
Wow.
The very first day I mounted that stage and I saw people. That was the day I conquered my fear. No matter what, no matter the crowd, there is nothing that will stop me from facing you. I will stand and I will speak. Like you said, even if it means I'll be speaking nonsense and I'll be defending, but I will stand there.
Confidence will be
and from that day, I started to explore.
Face your fears.
I started to face my fears. I'll come out when I see people. That's why
you
now.
won, right?
Actually, I first runner up.
Oh, that's something.
That's why presently, if you talk football, you meet me there. In my house, in fact, they don't regard me as a girl. I'm more of a guy. Because if you are talking flexing, I will be there. If you're talking academics, it's not like I like book, but I will still participate.
Of course.
Yes, I don't like book. But I'm smart enough to know my left from my right.
Right.
Yes.
If you're talking entertainment, you meet me there. If you're talking cars, I'm saying generally now. So it was because I didn't stay at a point. And that's one thing people around me respect about me till tomorrow, including my parents. I didn't. If my mom needs to write anything, she'll call me. If my dad puts up anything, she'll tell me, can you cook? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I did. They just seek. They feel like she has an idea about everything. And it was because I didn't put myself in that box. When I notice I'm with you as a partner and you're trying to kill that part of me, I would let go. I'll let go. I won't let you dim that light because I know that I'm
a star.
So please don't keep yourself in that box. Explore. Do you. Nobody will die. You will not die. If you make mistake, you will continue to do it again. You will learn from it and you will do it again till you become who you think. And success is not it's not a one. It's not because if you say it's until I achieve that goal, it means that you will achieve that goal and start aiming for more. It's a continual thing. It's a continual process. So continue to aim higher. If you achieve this one, aim for another one. I was a secretary, like I said. I wasn't even aiming for the manager, but I became now. I'm aiming for more goals. You understand? So please.
So to buttress what you just said about engaging, the word engagement is not just putting in the ring. It's about having meaningful conversations. There was an adage when someone said, oh, someone is unintelligent and she's always saying when she gets to a guy's house, she's always made for the bedroom. The guy now asked, if I ask you about Pythagoras theorem, can you contribute? That's the only engagement we can have is behind closed doors. So basically, these are issues that people don't put into context. And just like wealth, even knowledge is not sexually transmitted. No matter what, even when we are with someone, whether male or female, you just need to have an idea of something, be intelligent,
be smart.
Personal development. You mentioned something about what kind of school would some. There is a street school. It's just that they don't award certificates there. 95% of people who are doing well, there are people who have gone through that school. Because you go to school, you have two fulcrums upon which you are being judged: character and learning. But for you to actually make that success, you need to go to street school where they will give you OT, the orientation. You meet people, you have good character, you have the hustling spirit. See, I have an uncle. One thing he told me that stuck with me over 25 years ago, he said to waka about for nothing is better than to sit down at home for nothing. Say now one day we dey waka means good fortune. But you dey house, nobody, even ladies, you want to meet the good man, you want to meet the correct man, you want to marry inside your bedroom, nobody go find you there. So, but thankfully now, the era of social media, people can still see your page and DM you. But as much as possible, everything has to do with a positive engagement, having the right outlook about life, meeting people, living your shell, going out, mix. And don't forget that every opportunity you have, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. People will see it as, that person is good. Oh, I want to see this person. I want to give this opportunity. What will now happen is, how can you sustain it? It's the level of preparedness before then that will determine what you make of it. That's just
one more thing, sorry. Also, I want to add that you should learn to package. Actually, yes, I know what I'm talking about. You must learn to package. I can remember when I started, just because I know that I like white collar job and I didn't get one, I started to put it into my snail business. I remember when I was going to submit my proposal. Imagine, I wrote a proposal because I want to submit snail. I want to start supplying snail to 11th house. I wrote a proposal, and let me tell you, when I was going, I didn't have a car then. I ironed my shirt. I on my jacket. I had a pant trouser. I looked so well. I wore it. I wore and used. I ordered a boat, from my house down to that place. When I came out, my perfume. I've always been a perfume person. I wore a nice perfume, and
you're smelling.
When I
like
got to the secretary, to their front desk person, I was like, I want to see the manager. In fact, the girl did not even doubt it. Immediately was like, okay, ma, please have your seat. If I just wore a round neck and my jean, they probably regard me as was like, please have your seat. And he went to call the man. When I sat in front of them, he was like, okay, man. He was probably looking forward. I'm like, sorry, sir. But, sir, this is what I came for. And the man was like, he just looked at me like, you came to supply. And I'm like, yes, sir. I was like, is it your business? Or you're just, probably you came to influence. This is my business, so help my career. He was blown away. I promise you. And he always makes reference to that into tomorrow. If he sees you say,
packaging.
It's one episode
on its own.
Let me give you a take about this issue of packaging. Professor Tayo, my man, former Minister of Education, used to tell us in law school, said, don't be on a bike as a lawyer. That even if you're on a bike, if they greet you, don't answer. Say, hey, the law. You say,
you're on the bike and you're going somewhere.
He will tell
drop
you
like
that
3 hours.
I will say my marketers, you don't look like your problem. If you go out there, go and market to somebody like me, if you're marketing and you're telling me, come and invest with us, come and buy, and you're not even looking like you can manage my 1 million naira. I'll just look at you and be like,
clients would not give you more than your self-esteem. Once they look at it, you want to give a contract to someone,
and people profile a lot.
They will look at you. Even ladies, they do it. They will look at you from your shoes.
Benny,
I'll
match
they do it a lot. See, you don't have a car, yes, but package. Get Uber. Even if you take a tricycle, just get to the road. Come out, wear your suit. Nobody knows. Where this thing works.
It's not about how much it's because I don't have money to buy good hair. I arrange my natural hair well.
See, life itself is 95% presentation, and this is because we are human beings. We are not X-ray machines. I cannot look inside you to know what you are thinking. Oscar Wilde says it's only the shallow who doesn't judge by appearance. The truth of the matter is, appearance is all there is to most things in life.
Of course.
So, that lady is beautiful inside. Who finds it?
It's
what it's a physical thing.
To carry yourself.
You must carry yourself. You must. Because it's important. Because by the time, it's just like you said, I can write a book. You don't have a manuscript. You have your ideas. Everything is in your box. You don't even have a proposal. You don't have something to present. Nobody will be able to assist you.
Of course.
You want to get a job. You will go there physically. You can't just say, no. These are things you have to do. Packaging is very important. And it's because we will get to a level, but you must have that mental picture. And if you don't present it, because people cannot really gauge what they can't see. So it's very important. I
also think that people should learn how to evolve. Like, because you know something doesn't mean you know everything. Try to, when you walk into a room, you don't want to be the smartest person. When you even walk into a room and you're the smartest person, that's the wrong room. You just have to that's the wrong room. You're the smartest person, that's the wrong room. Just calm down, learn from other people. You're not an island. Nobody's an island.
It's part of
you have to learn. You have to evolve constantly. And that way, I think you don't even know
right. Humility,
where or when.
Humility is very much like intelligence. Once you think you have it, you have lost it.
Of course.
So you have to seem dumber than
that's
the
why
mark.
most smart people don't even act like
do you know the people that
they
talk
don't
most?
Talk. They
won't talk. They are deep.
It's always
they listen.
The dull ones that is always throwing themselves out.
If you're a university teacher, even if you're a primary school teacher, you will notice that in class, the people that ask questions the most are the dumbest. They will be the ones who always.
While growing up, people always think that the people that always ask questions is how they sound, that is not there.
In fact,
quiet ones are the dumb
see
ones.
Those that if you go and check those who lead your class, go and check. They're not the ones that ask questions.
My other brother is looking at you. He's a very brilliant person.
I'm going to cut you here because if we continue, we're going to be here till tomorrow. Like we promised you guys that this is going to be a very interesting episode. We are still going safe, but we just have to stop it.
I get
at this point because our time is up.
I'm
My
inspired.
DOP is signaling. It's been signaling for the past 10 minutes.
Wow.
But if I have my way, we would continue
this
talking.
conversation.
But yeah, these two people, I will still bring them back to the set. Because,
which one?
my co-host, don't you enjoy them?
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
I want them
Jenny.
on Unfiltered.
No, don't be like her.
Please, I'll grace it. I'll grace it.
I would like to enjoy her.
I'll grace it.
Ha.
Since that's what we are talking about, to enjoy
You know
her
that
presence.
there's the other part of
I beg you, I do strictly. I don't want to hear.
Disclaimer.
I don't want to hear.
Disclaimer. It's a disclaimer for me.
No, the background.
It's a disclaimer for me.
After the set, I'll give you a gist.
Okay. I'm sad for that one. All right, so viewers out there, we've come to the end of another episode, a very interesting episode of Yarns and Trends movie podcast, the untold truth about success. It's giving, not taking, the other side that people don't get to learn about while growing up. I mean, maybe our generations though. Our generation. You all heard hustle.
Hustle.
Get the street OT with
important.
whatever you're doing. Education, it's very important, but
It's not
it's
everything.
not
It's
enough.
not enough. Yes,
It's not enough.
Not enough.
So you get like, subscribe, comment down below,
Share.
and share.
Follow.
Help us grow. Our channel needs a lot of growth, and we cannot do it without you guys. So I beg, tell them, let me beg them now.
Please, guys,
Like
please
they always
follow,
listen to
like,
women.
subscribe, share, and if you have opinions, just drop it in the comment section. We're always there to listen, to respond, and please, guys, we are depending on you. You know you always enjoy us, as I always enjoy you people too. So
So we'll come your way again on another episode of Yarns and Trends movie podcast. It's peace out.
bye, guys.
I didn't even know.